So today we are finding the area and perimeter of figures. So how do you find area of a rectangle? What's the formula? Anybody? Area equals length times width. So we're going to multiply. And then the other formula that we need is perimeter. Perimeter equals twice the length plus twice the width. And why do I use a cursive L instead of...
So it doesn't look like a 1.
So it looks like a 1, exactly, so it doesn't. Perfect. Okay, so for area, we're going to multiply. So we have 4p to the 4th q3 times 8p to the 5th q to the 4th. So when you multiply the coefficients. So what's 4 times 8? Anyone? 4 times 8. 32. 32, and then you add the exponents. So 4 plus 5 is 9, and 3 plus 4 is what? Brandy? 3 plus 4? 7. Very good. 30, so that is your final answer. 32, p to the 9th, q to the 7th. And the first thing I did on number 2 is I assumed it was area, but it's not area, it's perimeter. So make sure you read the problems when you get to them. We are going to twice the length plus twice the width. So we're going to multiply each of these times 2. And then we're going to add them together if they are like terms. So 2 times 1 is just 2. So 2xy to the 5th. So remember, when you multiply, when you multiply a number to it, it doesn't change the exponent. And then we have 2 times 8 is what? 16. So we're going to add it to, and they're like terms, so plus 16xy to the 5th. So what is 2 plus 16? 18. So 18xy to the 5th. So when you add or subtract, the exponents don't change. The exponent only changes when you multiply, and they have the same. When you multiply, divide, raise it to a power, or if it's negative, your exponent will change. Okay? So what if, and I'm going to add a problem to it, what if you have, let's see, we have, let's say, x squared plus 3x, and the other side is, say, 5x, and we want to find the perimeter. Okay, so the perimeter we're going to multiply times what?
5. 2.
2. So we're going to take the top and we're going to multiply times 2, and we're going to take the side and we're going to multiply times 2. So when you multiply times 2, we are going to do what? Starts with a D. Distribute. Okay? So the perimeter, you're going to have 2x squared plus, what's 2 times 3? 6 plus 6x. Okay, and then 2 times 5x is 10x. Okay, and we're going to add it to the 6x, so plus 10x. So our perimeter will equal 2x squared plus what? 16x. So because they're not like terms, we can't combine it any further. Okay, so two things you could see. You can see a problem where you have to distribute, and you can see a problem where they're not like terms and you're not going to be able to add them. Questions? Do y'all need to see the area of that one? Are we good? Okay, let me flip. Number 3. This time you have to do something right here before we can find the area. So we're going to end up multiplying, but we need to cube it. What is 3 cubed? So 3 raised to any power. So below clear is the caret button right there. So you raise it to any power. So 3 to the third is anybody? Brooklyn? 27. Okay. So 27. And then when it's on the outside, you multiply. So what's 3 times 1?
3.
Is 3. So that's x to the third, and y to the 3 times 5 is 15. So when it's on the outside, if you forgot your rule, it's on the board still. The power rule says you multiply the exponents. Okay, so now we're finding the area, so now we have to multiply it to that side, which is 8x to the fourth, y to the third. So what is 27 times 8? Ethan, what'd you get?
216. I didn't get it.
You don't know how to do what?
That?
8 times 27?
No, I didn't know that's how you did it.
We're multiplying. So 8 times 27 is 216. So Ethan, what's the power rule for multiplication on the exponent? It's the first rule. You should have your notes out. That would be great. Formula chart also. So the product rule says a to the m times a to the n equals a to the m plus n. So when you multiply, what do you do the exponents? Starts with an A, ends with a D. You add them. So, what is 3 plus 4? 7. And y to the 3 plus 15 is 18. So, all we did was add them together. The other rule that we used at the beginning was the power rule, a to the m raised to the n is a to the m times n. That's why we multiply it. I'm sorry, I have it too big. Let me decrease it a little bit. That was the power rule that we used originally. That's how we got x to the third and y to the 15th. Because 3 times 1 was 3 and 3 times 5 is 15. Okay, number 4. We are given one of the sides and the area. How do we find the other side? Add, subtract, multiply, or divide? Divide. Very good. So we're going to take the 105 and we're going to divide it by 35 m to the 7th. So the rule we're going to use is the quotient rule. So a to the m divided by a to the n equals a to the m minus n. So this time we're not going to add, but we are going to subtract the exponents. But first we have to divide. So what is 105 divided by 35? Yep, perfect. So that gives us 3 and m to the what? We're going to subtract. So 8 minus what? 7 equals 1. You can actually put the 1. I finally had a student that had the problem. It won't count it wrong, but you don't need it. And then into the what? 8, because it doesn't change, because we're not dividing by an n. And that is your final answer. Okay, number 5. Number 5 says, given the area, right here, which of the following could be the rectangle's dimension? So 2 things have to happen. 1, you have to multiply the number and they have to give you 1,230. And you have to multiply and add the exponents, and they have to add to equal 7 and 6. So what is 30 times 41?
What was it?
Looking at A, 30 times 41. What do y'all get?
1,230.
Okay, so A checks out. Adam, what's 2 times 410? Turn your calculator on. 2 times 410. What do you get?
8.
So 820. So 820 is not 1230, so it's not B. And let's see. On A, what do you get 5 times 412? 2,000 something, so that's not it. And then last, Avery, what is 410 times 3?
1,230.
Yep, so that one works. So now we have to look at the exponents. We have a to the 6th and a. So that these, if there's not an exponent, the exponent is 1. 6 plus 1 is 7. 5 plus 1 is 6. So the exponent works for A. And then D, 6 plus 2 is 8, not 7. So that's why it's not D also. So the numbers work, but not the variables. Okay, last one. If the area is this and the width is this, find the length. So we're going to multiply or divide? Divide. Okay, so we're going to divide by 452, x to the 5th, y, and y. So what is 452 divided by 452? 1 cancels out. If we only had 1 left, we would put 1. And then again, our quotient rule says if we divide, we subtract. So what is 9 minus 5? 4. So x to the 4th and y to the what? 8. Very good. Good job. 9 y to the 8th, and that's your final answer. Okay. Thank you. Thank you, Gabriel.